Hello guys, welcome to our YouTube channel, which is Islanda 360 degrees. So now today I'm going to touch on a couple of things which are called, it's actually the financial positions that people generally fall into, financial ones. So those positions, if you're working, you have no choice but you have to be in those, you're either in the first or the second or the third. But I'm going to tell you what they are. These positions, once you start working, whenever you are working, you'll always be in one of these categories that I'm going to mention for you here. These are our general financial positions that people in general, they fall into. There's no other way. You have to, whether you have your own business or you're working for someone, but you most likely to fall under these positions. So number one, we call that it's a deficit position, the first one. I'm gonna read it out for you before I explain anything any further. So this is a position where an individual makes less than they spend, potentially falling in debt most of the time, which means what's coming in is less than what's going out. This is most likely determined by the difference in speed at which money comes in and out of their pocket or bank. So people who are in a deficit position, those people, they kind of they earn their money or their salary, whatever you want to call it, let's say 7,000 or 8,000 a month, but the money that they use in the month is way bigger than that amount that they get, which means they spend 10,000. So they they end up in debt. So every time they get paid, they know they've got debt to pay, and then they've got a little bit to use, and then they're gonna go again and borrow some money. And then that's how they live their life. Every month is some sort of a stressful time instead of being joyful time, because they're getting paid, because they're in the deficit position. And most likely they don't know that they're in the deficit position. They don't even know these positions. But from today onwards, you're gonna know these positions. So I think that's the worst position. That's number one. And then second position is break-even position. And this position is where an individual's spending is equal to what's coming in. They may not necessarily be in debt, but they're always left with no margins after expenses. They are highly dependent on the job, same as the above, which is the first one. They hate their job for wrong reasons, because they are not facing up to the truth about themselves, or don't even know the truth of the matter. So that's a break-even position. The second one. These ones, at least they're earning 10,000 a month, they spend 10,000 a month. They may not necessarily be in debt, because that 10,000 a month, it covers everything that they have, and then they work again, and then they get another 10,000 rand, and then they spend all of it. They're not in debt. They don't borrow money. They're good. Like, they just leave them, but like, they're not moving any further in life. They're in one place. In fact, they're highly dependent on the job, and they actually even hate the job, but they think it's the job that causes them to do that. To live the way that they live. That's a break-even position. And most likely it's the middle class people who are in that position. Those ones, they think they kind of at least they're bigger than the rest of they're bigger than the majority of people. But the majority of people, they are in the deficit position. Feel better because you're in a middle class. There's some comfort there, but at the same time, you're not moving further in life. When you are in that position, it's a good start. It's a good start, because you most likely, however needs, they start from that deficit position. At least they go up higher into that break-even position, and then move further. It depending whether you know this or not. And then I'm gonna tell you further as we go along with this. Now the third one, we call that surplus position. The third one, surplus position. This position is when an individual spends less than they make, potentially left with margin after expenses. This is the group that enjoys their occupation and knowing that they are progressing forward in life. These people have bigger odds of starting their own things like business, and more likely to win because they have at least mastered the art of money management. So the surplus position is those people who get paid 15k and then they spend 10k. Always 5k, it goes somewhere. It becomes a child that's gonna give birth. So they actually put it on the money maternity award, that 5k is on the side. So these people are always happy in their lives. They know they're progressing forward. They don't even need the next position, depending on the department that they're working at. But they don't really need to be there. But they knowing that they have something that is building them up for growth. Of course, that's growth. If we have some margins left after every month, That's growth. If you're not having that, you have no growth at the moment. So I think that's just the truth. And it's one of these truths you don't have to believe it or in order to be true. It's that way. So that's surplus position. So that's the third one. So if you're working, you are more likely to be in one of these positions. And I know 80% or 70% is in deficit position. And then there's a couple of people who are in the break-even position, which means they spend at least equally as it comes in imali yabo. So the speed at which the money comes in is almost the same as the speed as it comes out. But deficit position, the speed at which money goes out is faster than the speed at which it comes in. You see that? And now on the surplus position, the speed at which money comes in is bigger than the speed at which it goes out. So, I mean, yeah, you gotta get that, you gotta understand that, at least if you wanna move somewhere forward in your life. And then we're gonna now talk about the dissecting the winning and losing aspects of life. I'm gonna tell you something that you never thought of this time. Okay, maybe that one you didn't think of, but here's another blow. So the first one is this: unconscious incompetent. These individuals are losing in life one way or another, and they have got not even a faintest idea what's going on. They think they are working so hard, but results are always almost disastrous than they want. Unconscious incompetent. They losing. They start something and it doesn't work out. They drop it. They go to something else. It doesn't work out. They don't know what's going on. And those people, they're more likely to have the mentality that the winning people are destined to be winning. I mean, they have the blood of the winner and not them. Unconscious incompetent. Like, you're not winning, you don't know why you're not winning, you are in the darkness. That's ignorance. You know, when someone, that saying that says the truth will set you free, there's nothing else to be set free from is ignorance. Not knowing is called ignorance. Ignorance is the cause of all the problems in life. Whatever problem you have, you must know that there's some degree of ignorance in that area. So yeah, they are totally ignorant, those people. They do nothing. So unconscious, incompetent. So these 4 of these levels, but that's the first one. And then the second one is conscious, incompetent. Let me read this out for you. So these individuals are aware that they are not doing as well as they should, but still don't know exactly what to work on. They know that there is a missing piece of the puzzle and they are open to new information, but don't necessarily know where to look. So they trust the information from their friends who are in the same positions as them, which doesn't make much of a sense. So that one, the second one, conscious. The first one, remember, said unconscious incompetent. This one is conscious incompetent. This one, they know that they're losing. I mean, they are aware that things are not working out, and at least they were open to new information, but they don't know where to look for the good information that they may need. They're losing. They know that they're losing. They are aware of that. But they don't know where to look for. They're open. The first ones, they're more likely arrogant because they even push away the new information because it does not fit in the box of what they know. Then the second one, at least they don't really push away new information. They're willing, but they don't know where to look. Conscious incompetent. They know they're losing, but they don't know where to get the help. And now they resolve by looking and asking their friends who don't know more than they do. Conscious incompetent. That's the second one. Then third one is unconscious competent. These individuals are winning big time, but they can't really explain why or how they are winning. They might say, I work hard, or I am disciplined, or something to that effect. This is because they don't know the laws that govern the universe, which I will state below. But they use some of them unaware. These ones are unconscious competent. They're winning. They're saying, I'm disciplined, but they don't know what exactly is happening in their head that facilitated that winning, which means they cannot really explain to the generation, like, or their kids, as to how this happened. They're only gonna tell them about discipline and stuff like that. They don't really know the laws that govern the universe, because there's laws that govern the universe. They govern us. They govern everything that's happening. Not these laws that are set by government or the constitutional law and stuff like that. I'm not talking about those laws. So these people are winning, but they only can tell you about discipline and maybe planning, but they don't know how the subconscious work or the universal laws. They cannot tell you further about that. So these ones are unconscious competent. They're competent because they're winning, but they're winning, they're making good money and stuff like that, but they cannot take that to their descendants down and making sure the whole family generational legacy knows about the secret and stuff like that. So they're not really aware of that. And then you coming to the last one, the fourth is conscious competent. So now if you realize this one, I do not have any suffix or prefix. It's straightforward, conscious competent. Now these individuals, okay, let me first read it out for you before I explain further. These individuals are winning big time too, and they know that they will always win till they die. This is because they studied themselves, the universe, and the link between. And that's where the laws that govern the universe get in. Remember, when you study yourself, you get to know everyone, because essentially you are spiritually one. This means by nature we are the same, but by practice, which means habits or behavior, custom, education, physique, race, and or sex, we differ. And that difference is only in our side, but not in a developed level of understanding. What I mean by developed level of understanding, I mean to say, if you see colored and you think you're different in the sight. When I mean in the sight, in the eyes, not in the developed high level of understanding. When you see a woman, you might think you're different, but you're different in what? In the sight, in what the eye can see, not in a developed high level of understanding. So now basically we are all one, the same. I don't care the boss or your whoever you know that is highly successful. You think they're different from you? No, they're not at all. You're all one. The difference is in education, level of education, custom, you understand? So and the habits that they have, because they developed those habits. Everyone was born ignorant, knowing nothing. That's why I'm saying we are the same. We're spiritually one. You need to understand that. Now these people, they're winning, and they're winning big time because they know the laws that govern us or the universe, which are not the constitutional law or the government law and stuff like that. Because if you only know yourself as a physical being, or you know that you think people are just physical, there would be, of course, a limit to things that we could do. I'm sure there would be no plane, there would be no skyscrapers, there would be no car. The thing that we use today, most of them, they wouldn't be there if we were only physical. Come on, think about it. We're having those things because we can think, we can get outside of the head through thinking alone and tap into the web of reality. Those people, they understand this. That's why they're winning forever and for good. And they know that they can give that to their children. And then they know that the children they've got the ability to give that to their children, because it's just an idea. Something that you do not know, you need to tap into when you get to be aware. It's like the awareness of a child. The child that at some point they don't know the difference between a boy and a girl, and then once they get to develop that awareness, they get to know that take this to the landing now. So it's you've been through a lot of things that most of you guys, I think, you did not know, and at some point I did not know these things, and then through studying them stuff. So I developed this kind of awareness, so which I feel like it would be a crime if I would happen to die without telling someone that would be helped by these concepts. So guys, I want you to keep to listen to this and think about and relate to your life because honestly, it's not really that important what I'm saying. What's important is what you think as a result of what I've just said, which is really governing our lives. I mean, that's the way things are. So I want you to think about that and just see what you want to change, because maybe you're gonna see that, damn, I need to change something. When you say it like that, deficit position, a break-even position, surplus position, damn, of course I need to be on a surplus position, and very soon. And then at the same time, we're talking about unconscious incompetent, conscious incompetent, unconscious incompetent, and conscious competent. I need to be conscious competent because I need to be winning. Now I need to find out, how do I win? And in fact, I'm going to tell you more about the laws that govern the universe in the next video, because those laws you need to know, because you're going to work, you're going to prosper very much fast, or in a good way, when you get to understand those laws.